I think that day of me having an EV at my porch is now probably sooner than I think. Okay guys, so as I record this, I'm currently on my way to attend the new mini electric vehicle launch. Okay, so this is basically an electric EV version of the Mini. Okay, and from the preliminary specs that have been disclosed to us ahead of its launch, we know that this fully electric vehicle is capable of producing outputs of 184 horsepower, 270 newton meters of torque, which is incidentally the outputs that were rated. These were the rated outputs of the previous gen F30 320i and the F10 520i, which ran the N20 2-liter turbo engine. Okay, now then of course the question is, what is the range of this car? So depending on the test cycle that you are referring to, one full charge which takes about 2 hours will get you anywhere between 230 to 250 kilometers depending on your usage. But of course, even if you have that, you are looking at about 115 to 135, which is still decent. Okay, so pricing wise, as I'm driving now, as I'm heading to the launch now, I do not know, but I do understand that it is in the 200,000+ range. So it's not prohibitively expensive, and I feel that this may well be a game-changing car in the context of electric vehicles. Now, you see, the thing is that previously Nissan made an admirable effort to bring in the Tanchong Group in general made very admirable strides in promoting electric vehicle usage. They brought in the Nissan Leaf, they brought in the Renault Zoe, the Fluence ZE, or zero emissions. All right, so they put in a substantial amount of effort, but the take up, well, we don't see a lot of Nissan Leafs or Renault Zoes on the road, right? But they did put in the effort to promote and to bring in and promote the use of these cars. Now, why do I say the Mini is different? Because as things currently stand, EVs, in terms of their pricing, they are still relatively expensive. I mean, the Leaf was selling for what, 160,000 ringgit, which is basically, if you put it right, the Leaf was a C segment hatchback, all right, which means it size wise, it's and utility factor wise, it is the same level as a Volkswagen Golf, a Honda Civic, all of which are, well, substantially cheaper, and all of which can be are valid prospects as a single vehicle, for a single vehicle owner. Now, the problem of that is that as an electric vehicle, for an electric vehicle at present to be to be your only vehicle, that's still a bit of a challenging prospect. Not whereas with the Mini EV here, people typically buy Minis not as their single car. It's usually bought as a second car or a third car or as a fun car. All right, and these are usually people with deep pockets, and at least they are in the stratosphere of shopping for 200,000+ vehicles, right? So you see, the thing is that the people who would previously have been fascinated by the Leaf and all these, and the Zoe and all these whatnots, right? they are also probably the same people who actually would be able to afford, you know, cars like Minis, BMW 3 Series, Mercedes C-Class, this price segment of cars. So for Mini to now offer the prospect of electric vehicle motoring, and attach a premium badge to it, I think it makes the whole proposition, you know, more attractive. Okay, and as a result, I believe, I mean, assuming Mini Malaysia brings in a sufficient amount of volumes, I believe the Mini Electric will definitely do better than all other electric vehicles that tried to penetrate the Malaysian market solely because of this confluence of circumstances. All right. Now, then of course we come to the question: how practical is an electric vehicle as a day-to-day preposition? So you see, the thing is that if you are a regular long distance traveler, of course it doesn't make sense, all right? But if it is just solely for your day-to-day commute, you go to office and back, go fetch your kids, go do your grocery run, then it is more than enough. Because let's put it this way, in a day, how much do you use? How much distance can you travel in your car in one day? Okay, I mean, previously, when, you know, it's back in when your electric vehicles, the earlier versions of electric vehicles that will only do 50-60 kilometers per full charge, those are unrealistic. All right, you really be watching the battery meter every time you travel. But now, with the full driving range extended to 100, even 200 kilometers, now suddenly electric motoring suddenly makes sense, suddenly becomes a worthwhile concept. You see, it's like last time, right, during the days of the our old Nokia monochrome phones, the 3210, the 3310, you can go 3-4 days without charging your phone, no problem, and the thing will still run. In fact, I remember early in my career, there was one time when I went to Europe for one whole week. All right, brought my phone along with me, and I did not need to recharge my phone even once, and the phone lasted me the entire trip. Okay, because during in the flight I turned off the phone, right? But the fact is, I went one whole week without recharging your phone. But today, with smartphones like these, you can't go more than a day without recharging. In fact, many a time you would probably, okay, you wake up in the morning with a full charge, and by evening you probably have to plug your phone in again. And most of us along the way in our cars would probably be the phone will be plugged into a cable and continuously charging. So we are already accustomed to having a device that constantly needs to recharge. So the difference now is we're going to have to do it with our cars, which means that every time when you go out and come home, you have to plug your car in to your charging bay, or when you go to bed, before you go to bed, just plug. Basically, every time when you come home, just plug the car in, and run the charging. So I think now that once we got the range of the battery extended to this past the 200 kilometer mark, that makes electric vehicles a viable day-to-day preposition that you can use for your daily chores. And then you can keep your petrol or diesel engine car in reserve for longer distance drive when you still need to go to your outstation trips. That's when your petrol and diesel engine still comes in handy, because at the end of the day, a petrol and diesel engine allows you more rapid replenishment of your range. I like to use the term replenishing your range because let's put it this way: one full tank on my E39 here, for example, gives me 500-600 kilometers between refuels. But you see, the thing is that once I near empty, all I need to do is just spend 5-10 minutes at a petrol station, and I replenish another 500-600 kilometers into my driving range. But whereas with an electric car, I have to plug it in for 2 hours to get the next 200 kilometers of range. But the thing is that at least I now have 200 kilometers of range, so when I come home, I just plug the car in, and while I'm at home, the car is recharging itself. It's just that when I'm traveling for a long distance, it's still not yet feasible. Now, the other advantage I feel about electric vehicles is that it is mechanically simple. So it's just an electric motor, and you do away with a lot of the moving, reciprocating parts of an internal combustion engine. And theoretically, it means maintenance of these cars would actually be a lot easier than your regular petrol engine. Okay, so because fewer moving parts, your regular maintenance items, of course, would still be your braking system. Maybe you need cooling for your batteries. But you don't have to worry about timing belts, you don't have to worry about timing chains, you don't have to worry about diesel valves, one-notch seals, valve cover gaskets, all these things. All these are out of the picture. So you see, for me, right, I am still very skeptical about making the transition from a petrol engine to a hybrid. I'm still very skeptical about moving to a hybrid. But electric vehicle, I do foresee myself owning one day, and seeing that we now have a 200 kilometer per full charge EV at our doorstep now. I think the day of me having an EV at my porch is now probably sooner than I think. Now, as we all know, Pacific and Orient's Pro Mileage plan allows you to save up to 40% of your car insurance renewal if your mileage does not exceed 5,000 kilometers per year. But do you know that even if your mileage exceeds the 5,000 kilometer mark, you can still benefit from that plan? Now, this is because P&O allows you to top up to the next coverage level without needing to incur any extra charges. So you can think of this as something of an interest-free installment plan for your car insurance. Just pay as you drive. So take me, for example, the amount I save from insuring the S-Max with Pro Mileage freed up extra cash flow for me to repaint the wajah. Log on to poitoyou.com or call the number on your screen now to find out how much you can save off your next car insurance renewal. Okay guys, so right now I am at the launch venue, and that is the Mini Electric getting ready to come in. So you can see from appearance, it looks just like a regular Mini, but of course with dedicated styling cues with all those yellow trim bits. See, this car is running now, but it's so quiet. It's pin drop quiet. So they call it the Mini Cooper S Electric. If there's a Cooper S badge, you can see this is the regular mini tail lights with the Union Jack styling theme. These rather funkily styled wheels. So the other cue here, you can see yellow side mirrors, and you have the E logo here. So, but other than all these little styling details, right, this car looks entirely conventional in its appearance. Okay guys, so I'm here. This is the launch of the Mini Electric. Over there, that's the John Cooper Works GP. In this video, I'll be focusing on the Mini Electric here, and as I said in the car just now, this is, I feel, a game changer in the electric vehicle story in Malaysia, because pricing of this thing, 217,000 ringgit. So, which means that if you are already considering a regular Mini Cooper or Cooper S, this is well with this is just there within the realms of your responsibility, of your affordability. Unlike what I mentioned earlier with, say, the Nissan Leaf, all right, where if you were a C segment hatch shopper, going to the Nissan Leaf requires a jump in price, whereas this one, no, this one is the same budget as a regular Mini, and not only that, you get the same after sales support, 4 years free service. But in any case, right, even if I will have to pay for the 4 years of free servicing, it's not going to amount to much, because with this you don't have all changes, you don't have timing belt changes, you don't have a lot of moving parts to maintain. So the servicing costs of this will actually be lower than that of a regular petrol engine car. All right, and not only that, you also get 8 years warranty on the battery alone. 4 years for the car, but 8-year warranty for the battery alone. So, and of course you also get this wall box if you top up a bit of money. This is an optional add-on. All right, but this to me, right, if you ask me, this is a fantastic package. It makes as an electric vehicle, if you are looking to go into EVs, this car makes so much sense. All right, of course, as I said, also as I made my point earlier when I was driving just now, this cannot be your only car. But if you are buying this as a secondary car, all right, a car for you to do your groceries, your school run, your just your day-to-day chores, it's fantastic. Okay, so, and the utility factor of this car is no different from that of a regular Mini. The only difference is every time when you come home, just remember to plug your car into the charger. And sorry to say, guys, those of you guys, if you are living in a condo or an apartment, maybe this one cannot jalan for you guys yet. But if you're living in a landed house, then fantastic. Okay, so now in contrast to the plug-in hybrid Minis, the charging port is here. Why? Because the battery of this car is located where the fuel tank of the regular Mini is. All right, it's T-shaped, I was told. So it's where the fuel tank is here. So here's the battery, and then it goes into the transmission tunnel, almost like Volvo's solution. Now, but that also means that this layout, okay, because of the way the battery is laid out, you won't see this in a BMW 3 Series or 5 Series or X3. Those will require a different solution if you want to go for an electric vehicle solution. Okay, so with the hatch open, let me just show you also the luggage space. So luggage space, it is no different. Hi Chris, guys, as usual, like, subscribe to Chris' video. Okay, yeah. So here you have the luggage space is completely unhindered. All right, no difference from a regular Mini.
And if you fold the seats, you get 700 liters.
700 liters with the seats folded down. Nice. So you can this, and what I like here is that you see this little thing here. Okay, it holds this while you dump your things into the hidden level, and then you just drop this down. Okay. Thank you. Nice. Okay, so yeah, no difference in terms of cargo volume. All right, and let me just bring you here to the interior, and just to show you, so you can see over there, that is the digital instrument cluster, and that is the iDrive screen. You can see there is also a heads-up display. That's the electronic shifter. But overall, this dashboard layout is the same as a regular Mini. The only difference is the center tunnel is slightly raised because of the T-shaped battery that goes into the transmission tunnel area as well. But this is, if let's say like if you've come from a regular Cooper or Cooper S and you go into this, it's next to no difference. Okay, it's next to no difference. The only differentiating touch will be perhaps all these little trims, and that's about it. Okay, space-wise, Adrian. Hi, Adrian.
This is Adrian from Wapcar, formerly Autobus. How are you doing at the back there?
175 cm tall.
175 cm. Hey, you are taller than me.
There.
Oh, damn. Okay, tall boy. Okay. Wow, fantastic headroom. And, well, a little pinch for leg room, but you can see that he has decent thigh support. All right. That's probably a crispy sized driver.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so 4-seater at the back. You can see the ISOFIX mounts down there. Yeah, utility-wise, thank you, Adrian.
No problem.
Thank you. All right, utility-wise, this is really no different from a regular Mini. And hi, Eugene.
Hey, hi.
Okay, so you see here, this is the engine. Okay, front-mounted, and you can see this is the regular clamshell Mini clamshell bonnet. And look at this, how nice. So you can see here the Mini E here and the John Cooper Works GP over there. Both engines side by side. So this engine here, this electric motor here, makes 184 horsepower, 270 Newton meters of torque. Same as you would get in the previous gen F30 320i, which means it's fast. It's plenty fast enough for your day-to-day use. Okay, top speed 150 kilometers per hour, probably limited by programming in order to preserve the range of the car as well as the longevity of the battery. Okay, yeah. So I honestly think that, guys, this really would be the game changer in Malaysia where electric vehicles are concerned, and I think this car will play a very big role in popularizing the use of electric vehicles in our market, far more than any other car ever did. Okay, for a premium brand, it's very attractively priced, 217,000 ringgit, and I think even for me personally, I can envision a scenario whereby this car can be an actually usable day-to-day prospect. So I can have, say, a regular petrol engine car, say like my S-Max for example, to do my long distance journeys, right? My long distance family trips, and this will be the car for my city runs. You know, going to work, to attend meetings, short commutes within the city. This would be perfect because of also the compact size, and assuming that it also has the dynamics of the regular Mini, should be pretty fun to drive as well. And there's adequate performance. It has good enough range to more than cover your daily use. So after your daily use, all you have to do when you get home is to remember to plug the charger into the car, just like you have to remember to plug your phone into the charger every time before you go to sleep.